Hello, Dasha. Welcome to my channel. And first question, could you introduce yourself? Tell my audience who you are, what you do, and where are you from?
Okay, sure. So my name is Dasha. I'm Dasha from Russia. I'm an English teacher. Yeah, this is my, slogan for over 10 years already. Yeah, I'm 27. I live in suburbs of Moscow, and I teach English. That's kind of my profession.
Okay, before we begin, I would like to share with you my present to you. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Just give me a second. Say please.
You want me to take it?
No, it is video.
Oh, what are we taking a video of?
What?
Why are we taking a video? What do you want me to say?
Something.
Hello?
No. About American word.
What about it? I'm from America. I love
Really?
America. I'm a Christian. Here, loving Jesus, worshiping Him.
That's all.
Learning about Him.
Скажи по-казахски.
Менің атым Қазбек. Мен Америкадамын.
Бітті.
Мен де қазақпын ғой. Мен де қазақпын, мен де атым Нұрсұлтан деймін.
Русский есть? Даша? Даша, скажи по-русски.
Oh, yeah. I look surprised and drunk.
Все понятно. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Do you like it?
Yeah, old good days, really. But I'm still in touch with some guys from the States. Yeah, I'm still in touch.
With whom?
With Aliyah, for example. She's now in China. She's been there for like 2 years.
Oh,
or
I know
something.
her. I know her. Yeah.
Yeah. So we still communicate, message almost every day or something. And yeah.
Yeah, I just keep in touch with guys from Kazakhstan. All of these guys who is in the video, I just write them by time to time, and we have a good conversation. Sometimes just we call via Zoom or WhatsApp and just have a nice conversation. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
And do you remember Aselia? Probably.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, that's a pity because she introduced her classmate to me, and we are really good friends now. We travel together. She was in my wedding party, so we're like really good friends, and that's amazing how we stay in touch for all these years.
Okay, let's get started. The first question, I know, as you mentioned before, that you are a teacher, and all of my question will dedicate to English and how did you do that? The first question about English, how long have you been learning English?
Well, I haven't prepared, so I haven't checked the questions. I wanted to be this kind of live interview. Yeah, I've been learning English for about 20 something years. Yeah, and this process never stops. So I'm still learning. I'm still a student myself, and I love this process, to be honest.
Okay. How long have you been teaching English?
Well, I started when I was 18. I wasn't looking for a job. I was asked to teach English. I was in a commuter train trying to learn some texts for my university. And then one girl next to me was like, "You're a student, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she asked me to give some lessons to her sons. And that's how I started. I just loved it. And I've been teaching for over 8 years so far. So yeah, it's a long way for me.
Yeah. Now I know how old are you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because some girls just try to hide this information because I don't know for some.
I started to go to cosmetologists, so now I don't hide.
Okay.
How old I am.
You are always 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The next question. How do you motivate your students to learn English, and how did you motivate yourself?
Well, I do not motivate anyone. Let's start with that because, I'm kind of tutor who helps to fulfill the request. So they always know why they come to me. They want to get a job abroad, they want to enter university, they want to pass an exam, and they are motivated by themselves. So I just help. I give tools, I give all the info, all my love, all my knowledge, but I never motivate, so to say. And as for me, it's just interesting to learn English for me. It didn't work that much with German, so I just abandoned other languages, and I'm now, only into English. And so I just love it. I don't need any motivation to go forward.
Okay, I got it. What is the difference between young learners and adults?
Their age, I should say. Yeah, I mean, in terms of teaching, right?
Yeah, to accept some knowledge and to pattern to the approach of learning.
Yeah, as for approach, with children, we have more interactive things, like we sing songs, we watch cartoons in English, of course. We have some lexis devoted to cartoons like SpongeBob or Adventure Times. One girl is a fan of Harry Potter, so sometimes in the end of the lesson we watch these, short videos, and study, lexis from these movies. As for adults, I always try to find something that the student is interested in. Like if the girl is a fan of fashion, I try to find some articles and videos involving this vocabulary, and so the person becomes really interested in our lessons as well. So it really depends on the person.
Okay. What sort of why? Okay. The next question: why is it difficult to learn foreign language?
Okay, so when we come to this earth, it takes us like 3 years to start speaking our native language. Like when we are toddlers, we hear only native language, and it's incredibly hard for us to start. And the same with the foreign language, we don't have that much practice, and it takes even more. It takes even more time to start. So the only problem for me is that learning languages is time consuming, and if you do not devote enough time and effort to it, you just stuck and you don't have any progress.
Yeah. What sort of material would you recommend them to use? I mean, to student.
So yeah, they actually ask me like, what can I do to practice more? Well, it depends on the person again. So for children, I recommend watching some cartoons in English, singing songs or something like this, kind of easygoing. Of course, as a home task, I give them some grammar exercises from time to time. But if they ask for extra, I try to give something entertaining to have fun. As for adults, they read some articles, usually involving their professional, sphere, or they may watch a film in English with subtitles. So it depends on the person and his or her interests. And level of course.
Next question: grammar or vocabulary? Which one is important and why?
Yeah, that's the question of my life, to be honest, because I've been a huge fan of grammar, and I love this exercise because I like to have, strict rules. If you have strict rules, it's easier to move further. You can build easily sentences. But, so now for me, grammar is only to connect units to speak, because if you do not know grammar rules, you can't communicate. You do it incorrect from time to time, but still you can explain what you want. And if you only remember grammar rules and you do not have enough lexis, you're stuck and you can't move on. So now I practice basically lexis approach. Yeah, I've started it like 1.5 years ago. I've learned it deeply. So now I'm for lexical approach.
Do you mean vocabulary, right?
Да, лексический подход, да. Because it's called kind of lexical approach, yeah.
Yeah,
Vocabulary.
Yeah. Different terms, right. How can learners improve their grammar and vocabulary skill?
Well, I do not divide them. So they are always working kind of together. For example, in the lesson we study like let's say present perfect and I don't know, the topic environment. And so I try to make exercises that involve both the grammar structure and the vocabulary, so they can practice them both while learning. I do not split up.
Okay, I got it. How did you personally learn English?
That was a long way. I had kind of 7 teachers at school, teachers of English. They were changing each other. One got pregnant, the other died, sorry. And, it was bizarre because the approach always changed and we didn't have any system. That was the problem. And only when I came to my university, that was a linguistic university in Moscow, I had really proficient lessons of English. I had plenty of them, like 6 lessons a week of English. And also for practice, the USA mattered. Yeah, it helped to get enough hours of speaking.
Yeah. Next question. Is it possible to learn multiple languages at the same time?
We mean like
For
various
example, yeah, for
like-
instance, German and French and English, or
Yeah.
just what do you think about it?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. And that's what I I was doing for like 4 years in a row some years ago. Yeah, but it's just time consuming. Yeah, because you have to devote, effort and time to it to have any improvements. And of course, it's easier to learn languages that are in the same group of languages, like Roman,
Yeah.
German, like
Yeah.
something like that.
But for instance, it's maybe Mandarin and just German. But because some people just told me, because I have another interview, but the people just told me that this is the wrong way of learning, because you take a time for one, then you change your mind to another, and they interlace between each other, and they just told me that more efficient way, just learn, for example, just one, but then when you just achieve some solid level of English or another language, you just need to switch to another language. What do you think about it?
Well, I think that if you start learning languages, you never stop. I mean, there is no point when you learned and like, this is it. I know English, I can rest for 5 years. It doesn't work like this. So you should always practice at some extent, at least, to keep your level. So for me, this piece of advice sounds like kind of inefficient. As for me, that's my personal opinion, because you never know what language gonna be interesting for you. So I just take different ones and try to get as much as possible, and then I see if I like them or not. But I should repeat, it's really time consuming. So I abandoned others because I have to concentrate on English to be proficient in this sphere.
Okay, I got it. How can learners improve their speaking abilities?
Practice makes perfect. Only via speaking. There are plenty of speaking clubs nowadays everywhere. Some of them are free of charge. We have the internet, so we can actually connect anyone all around the world to have a call or video call. So yeah, just the practice. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's some people, and including me, just have some problem with lack of confidence. What do you think about it? How to overcome this problem? To lack of confidence, to become more confident?
It feels to me that this self-esteem it can't come only in one sphere. Like, I'm not really confident in English, but I'm confident in other spheres. It's just the self-esteem, because as for me, I still make mistakes. This is my scene. Yeah, but I'm a human, and it's just like kind of take our imperfections and just start. I mean, everybody fails. The only person that never fails is the person that doesn't do anything in this life.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should just start. Yeah, this is it. And that's what I learn my students, because some of them are really afraid to make mistakes, and they are afraid to speak. They're like little bunnies, so afraid. They revise grammar rules not to make a single mistake. And I try to make them relaxed, because this is life. Just enjoy, do what you like, and communicate with other people. And English is a great tool it's like a clue to other nations, to other people. So why not to use it?
Yeah. Good tip. Okay. Is it possible to learn English without going abroad?
Yeah, sure. Actually, abroad now is in your phone, so we can find anyone. Yeah. Thanks to the globalization, yeah, I see all the ways, all the means to practice a lot sitting at home. It's like with work. I work from all the places where I travel to, and the location never stops me, never.
Yeah, especially if you have a kind of a remote kind of job. Yeah, Okay. How long will it take for a person to really learn every necessary element of language to speak properly? Long question. Did you get it?
Yeah, I should say what it means to speak properly. What level is that? Intermediate or advanced? That's the question. Because if we need to learn language up to intermediate, and we are fast learners, and we are ready to devote like 6 hours a week to that, this is like this amount of time. But if we need advanced, we are now at elementary, at an elementary level, and we have only 1 hour a week. I should say we will never reach it. I mean, it's almost impossible. You need to have more practice to make that way. So it's the question of the level that we need to get.
Okay, just let me clarify the question. Okay, just to understand the news, the random news from TV, and speaking with native speakers, and just in the acquisition. I mean, to accept all of the information from all of the resource, and okay, there's some random subject, not so scientific, but in general. And just talking and freely of any subject.
Yeah, well, and the level.
Yeah,
elementary.
From zero up, just personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the point is nothing. And how much time is the student ready to?
Okay, just you tell me.
Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that. Get back, motherfucker, you don't know me like that.
Just based on your experience.
Yeah, okay. So when they come to me and say like, I want to travel abroad and communicate with people when I'm there, there's like, how much time do I need? I say like, for minimum talk, it's like 6 to 12 months. So 12 months, 2 hours a week, and lots of practice at home by yourself is like a very good result, basically. So they knew plenty of topics. They know kind of like, I don't know, 8 tenses, grammar tenses. So they're really fluent. Yeah, but it also depends on the person. If the person is kind of deserved, not really sure, lazy at home, so it may take longer. But basically, one year is enough to see that effect, that you can come to foreign countries and speak with foreigners. That's what they value.
Okay.
No, sorry for interrupting. For me, this question is kind of like when people come to the gym and they ask the trainer, like, how much time do
Yeah.
I need to be like this? And it's kind of strange question because we never know the metabolism of the person, how much he or she can train, what kind of food he eats. So that's, a complex question. The same with languages.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about online courses and some kind of marathons? But we have a lot of advertisement on some different platform and the social media. What do you think about it?
I just adore them. And I'm totally into online education. I've canceled almost all my life lessons. I mean, even I have four people from my house who study with me, and they study online because online I have plenty of tools. And before they came to my house and I opened my laptop and we had, also some online tools to practice. Also, I added some printouts or some games that I have at home. But basically 90% of materials that I use are, from my devices, like we watch videos, we do some puzzles or online games. So I'm totally into online education, yeah.
Your next question about guarantee of teaching. Do you give some guarantee before you start teaching someone?
Yeah, that's the strangest question to me, because as for me, no one ever can give you any guarantee in this world. everything is so unstable. And what's for learning English, I always tell them what my responsibilities are, and I always underline what their responsibilities are. So from my side, I always give all the info. I come to lessons in time. I'm active and energetic. I give plenty of lectures. What else? I always answer questions between the lessons. So I always help with the home task if they have any problems. And I do my best, but if they do not follow my recommendations, they do not do home tasks, they do not practice, that's not my fault. So I just clarify for them that we are like on the different sides of the bridge, and I go my halfway, but they should also go to meet me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, in Russia we have some exam after some people, some students from schools just just need to test, just confirm their level of English. They need to pass unified state exam in English, right?
RSE, right? Russian state exam. ЕГЭ.
Yeah, right. In English. I mean, the people,
Yeah.
I don't know how it calls in
Yeah, it's Russian state exam,
Russian
RSE.
state. Yeah, in English. I mean, about English language. And how do you prepare students for this kind of exam?
Well, so for me, the preparation has kind of three parts. The first part and the biggest is the knowledge of English. So you should have enough lexes and grammar rules in your head, and you should be able to operate them to have high score. This is the first part. So to fulfill this part, you have to learn English as you usually do. Also, the second part is to know some requirements, like specific requirements of this exam. Because sometimes they have really strange rules, like in task 40, you have to mention the percentage of some poles in the bar chart. Otherwise, you will not have enough points or something like this. So I always visit some lessons for RSE experts, and I pay attention to these requirements because they change not every year, almost like every 3 months. We have meetings and everything has changed like again. Yeah, and they change the tasks and the requirements. And the third part is like psychological condition of the student, because I know plenty of students who are totally stressed out at exams and they fail everything, not because they do not know, but because they are too anxious. Yeah, and I also try to help them to get ready for the exam, because when you come and they scan you, you should give your phone, you sit like this, you are restricted in the time, you have only 3 hours 10 minutes, you are nervous because this exam will actually clarify your further life. Like if you pass it well, you can go to a good university. If you fail, you will go to the army. And boys are really stressed out. And so, I try my best to calm them down and make them ready for this sort. We have some mock tests. I don't do it individually now, actually. I gather all my students together online, like once per month or per 2 months. And we sit together 3 hours, 10 minutes, and we write the whole exam, no phones, no cheating, and they try their best. Sometimes they perform much worse than they do on our lessons. That's how I see that they need more mock tests. Yeah, so kind of this, it's really hard to answer this question, in short.
Yeah, and just this video I think will watch people who are not from Russia, but just to clarify them, have you ever passed some TOEFL or IELTS test or another?
Of course, I've passed RSE when I before entering my university, and I had IELTS in 2015, goodness, so many years ago. But I want to pass CAE. I haven't started my preparation because I have lots of study nowadays, but I want to pass it to improve my proficiency. But maybe next year.
Yeah, come back to my question about just try to compare this kind of exam. What's more difficult? I mean, the IELTS or just the unified state exam in Russia? I mean, yeah.
Well, it's like to compare VK and Facebook. Russian state exam was kind of copied from, these international exams. And the new task from the state exam, we have it only this year. We didn't have it before. It's kind of bad copy from IELTS, because now we have some pie charts, bar charts, some tables, and we have to comment on them. But the task itself is kind of weird because it has some illogical, parts. Yeah, but it's more or less like IELTS. And the structure is the same, like listening, reading, grammar and lexis, and also speaking. As for speaking, what I do not like in our Russian state exam is that we do not have practice. So they have only headphones, they have a recording, and they answer to no one. This is not a real talk. That's why I like IELTS more. And actually, I prepared for IELTS last year. 2 students of mine, they passed this exam, and now one of them is in Spain. She studies there, and the other got the British diploma or something like this. So I'm like really proud for them. But for now, I don't prepare anyone for IELTS because it's almost impossible to pass it now here in Russia because all the centers are closed. So no way to pass. But I, advise them to go to Kazakhstan if they still want to pass IELTS.
Yeah.
This is the closest way.
Yeah. And last question about are you a teacher right now? And if someone who watched this video just decided to hire to you as a teacher, you don't mind, right?
The closest time is in June, unfortunately. Yeah, but I would be happy to have some of your subscribers, some of your followers as my students, because I'm sure that only nice people watch your videos.
So
Yeah.
you are open, right, to the some
Yeah.
people who just want to, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter from what country they are, right?
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I will post your contacts from my description below, and the people just who wants to to hire as a teacher, yes, they have
Cool.
this
Nice. Thanks a lot.
this opportunity. Yeah. Thank you for being here. Do you want to add something to the end of my video of this meeting?
Thank you for being with us. Take care. I love you.
Thank you, Dasha. My pleasure.
Yeah. Well,
Goodbye.
bye bye. See you.